Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Sarah Sakinah Binti Azman and today I will be presenting on the article that has been written by me along with Dr. Asmida Ahmad from Faculty of Sharia and Law USIM on the topic an overview of parental alienation on child custody and hadanah cases. Before we go further on the topic, a little bit introduction on the parental alienation, which is parental alienation can be defined as manipulating act resulting to rejection from a child towards one parent under custody matter. Some opinions suggest that parental alienation is one of the forms of child abuse, reasoning the act tends to be committed by a party who wants to dominate his or her right, using the child to oppose another party in custody and hadanah cases. Next is the objectives of this article is firstly to understand the discussion of parental alienation on determining the right of child custody and hadanah. Secondly, to identify the legal perspective of parental alienation, especially in Malaysia. And thirdly, to learn the effect of parental alienation towards children and their rights. The methodology used in this article is qualitative, where it focuses on library-based research and related provisions from law statutes, cases regarding child custody from both Sharia and civil court, selected materials from books, journals, and articles. Next, the discussions of the parental alienation. Before we discuss on more details, we will look into the definitions of parental alienation first. According to Durkheim's Law Dictionary, parental alienation is a form of emotional abuse where a custodial parent belittles or slanders the other parent in front of the child. And according to Ken Lewis 2020, parental alienation is a mental condition of the child where he or she allies with alienating parent to reject a relationship with the other parent with unjustified reasons. And current understanding on the definition of parental alienation can be described as both process and result of psychological manipulation of a child by one party into expressing an unwarranted fear, rudeness, and unfriendliness behavior towards a parent or other family members. And another terminologies that can be used for parental alienation are gatekeeping, hostile aggressive parenting, and visitation interference. Next, the definition of hadanah. According to Kamus Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka, hadanah comes from Arabic word means nourish, keep, educating, and arranging the affairs of children who have not attained the age of mumayyiz after the occurrence of divorce. Mumayyiz means the condition of certain age where a child can make decision for himself and the child can choose between his mother or father to live with until he can live by his own. And under Islamic law, hadanah means the right and responsibility to care for, raise and protect a child after a divorce and on the child's welfare or maslahah including physical, emotional and spiritual needs. And under the enacted law in Malaysia, we can see the definition of a child. Firstly, Section 2 of the Child Act 2001 defines child is a person under the age of 18 years old. And Section 82 of the Penal Code said a child is a person who has attained the age of responsibility. And Section 2 of the Guardianship of Infants Act defined the Muslim child as a person under the age of 18 and non-Muslim child is a person under the age of 21. Next, the relation between parental alienation and hadanah. Parental alienation has a direct impact on hadanah cases because it affects the child's emotional welfare and their custodian's or hadin eligibility. Parental alienation involves an act of manipulating psychologically from one of the parents towards the child where the child tends to reject the other parent. Either parent can lose hadanah or child custody if they are proven morally unfit, abusive or harmful towards the child's well-being. As we know, hadanah fall under jurisdiction of the Sharia court. The other matters relating to Muslims, including divorce and matters after divorce, while for non-Muslim, child custody fall under the jurisdiction of the civil court. Next, we will further look into the elements of parental alienation, which consists of behavior of the alienating parent and the symptom of the child. Burnett on 2021 classified alienating behaviors to three levels. Firstly, mild level, the alienating parent commit in 1 to 2 non-serious acts without the desire to interrupt the child and the other parent relationships. And next one is the moderate level, where the alienating parent begins to be more interfering, disrupting, also controlling their activities. And the last one is the severe level, where the alienating parent disrupts most of the activities between the child and the other parent. They intend to ruin the relationship and they have no willingness to change. It can be concluded that most acts of alienation involving interference in relationships, signs of insecurities, dominating, and not wanting to lose. Okay, the following are the ways that are likely to be done by aligned parents which already have been surveyed. And this behavior, according to Baker, AJ 2014, can cause relationships between children and the other parents to become increasingly strained. And among them is using words that incite the child to hate another parent, such as always stating his inappropriate act to the child. And secondly, interfering with communication between the child and the alienated parents, such as limiting the time of conversation with the child or not replying to messages and not answering to the call from the parent. And the third one is erasing and replacing memories of respect to him and their child. For example, by having another spouse and giving titles such as mother or father to their spouse. Indirectly, the presence of new people in their life is highly likely to affect the relationship between the alienated parent and their child. And fourthly, encouraging the child to disobey the alienated parent's beliefs. They encourage the child to be secretive with the aim of keeping the alienated parent away from their child until the child even begins to accept and betray them. And fifth, disregarding their rights as a parent and expose and takes the opportunity to fulfill his or her wishes by limiting the time and space between the alienated parents and their child. And the next element of parental alienation is the symptoms of the child. And according to Bennett and Baker 2013, Gardner identified the 8 elements on the symptoms of the child, which is the first one, the child's denigration or diminish against the target parent. Secondly, the frivolous or insignificant rationalization for the child's criticism of the target parents. And thirdly, the child become lack of emotions, and then the child develop the independent thinker phenomenon, and then the child support the alienating parent against the targeted parents, and then there is absence of guilt over exploitation and mistreatment towards the targeted parents, and then the borrowed scenarios, and the child become more emotional and hate towards even to the extended family. Next is the legal perspective of parental alienation. There is no specific law related to parental alienation in Malaysia, but the court acknowledges its existence and takes into account on the occurrence of parental alienation in cases related to child custody or hadana. In the civil cases, Hong Wei Kit and Teh Tung Cho 2019, and then under Jabatan Kehakiman Syariah Malaysia on 2020, in the discussion of Hadanah, parental alienation syndrome dan penculikan anak oleh pasangan. For an allegation of parental alienation to be made, the court needs to be exposed to elements and characteristics that show that parental alienation has indeed taken place and that it has affected the child concerned either mentally or physically, according to Linda on 2012. The court may seek advice from an expert who is trained or experienced in child welfare, as it is beyond the court's expertise to identify the details of the case on its own, as enacted under Section 104 of the Islamic Family Law Federal Territories Act 1984 and Section 100 of the Law Reform Marriage and Divorce Act 1976. And Ministry of Health Malaysia 2018 has provided guideline on medical assessment of child custody cases under Article 5.5, stated the definition of parental alienation, and the appointed assessor shall assess if there is any element of alienation and make hypotheses according to the meaning of parental alienation and its elements. Next, the findings in this article. Firstly, parental alienation affect the child from marriage. They develop problems in processing the information and reasoning, difficulty in socializing, problem related to emotions and psychological. And Baker and Amy in 2011 found the long-term effects of parental alienation on adults from broken homes, which are low self-esteem based on the frequency and seriousness of parental alienation. They had experienced feeling like they are not enough and are less educated. High number of participants also involved in with alcohol and suffer depression. And according to Yang Arif Tuan Kamal Bashar, the learned judge of Syariah High Court Negeri Sembilan in 2022, in the talk by Jabatan Kehakiman Syariah Malaysia under the topic Hadhanah Parental Alienation Syndrome dan penculikan anak oleh pasangan, said among the effects of parental alienation on the child's psychology are developed anxiety and depression, where they prefer to cut off themselves from others and being alone. The child become more depressed thinking about the relationship with parents. Besides, the child tend to have anger issues as a result of manipulation by the alienated parents that has caused the child to act in a rude behaviors, using inappropriate words, as well as not be able to control their emotions. Next, parental alienation exists and recognized by the court in Malaysia, where the court takes into consideration and to determine the legal guardian of the child. In the case of Narita binti Kamaluddin and Faiz bin Yu Ahmad, the court dismissed the appeal by the mother because of the child has lived with the father since she was 6 years old after the mother married to another man and has been taken care of for 4 years with a good education and welfare by the father. And Chief Qadi highlighted that the purpose of Hadhanah is the best interest and welfare for the child, and the right of the child is more important than the interest of the custodian or Hadin. In the Melissa Mary Albert and Malcolm Fernandez and another appeal, the Court of Appeal views that the child will be feeling distance from the mother and not deny the likelihood of parental alienation caused to the child by the father against the mother based on the conversation he had with the child, which the conversation has used some terms such as toxic environment and battle referring to the wife. Meanwhile, in the case of Hong Wei Kit and Teh Tong Jo, there are no laws regarding parental alienation, and it is not illegal according to the judge. And only through studies of the divorced couples can help to identify the impact on the children of the marriage so that it will not be worsened. Based on the discussion before, it can be concluded that parental alienation affect the child welfare, including emotionally, intelligence, and physically in Hadhanah and child custody cases. However, there is no specific law gazetted regarding parental alienation, and parental alienation is not a crime nor an offence in Malaysia. Therefore, the further discussion regarding parental alienation need to be done in more detail, and legal bodies including judicial, legal practitioners and health professionals need to play their respective roles in order to protect the child rights in Malaysia. That is all from me, and thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.